Good morning, everyone. This is Emonews, and we are live outside the High Court. So this is the scene in Roseau this morning, and the protesters are at the scene trying to figure out what's going on or where they are holding him, and hearing some of them saying that he's up there and he's down there, he's in a separate vehicle, he's in an empty vehicle. Very soon we will speak to a few of them. We are seeing quite a few workers here from the Colibri Ridge. As you are aware, this morning the bail hearing will be heard. Police officers signaling for the protesters to move on. Justice for Daniel and Dominic! 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 No bail! No bail! Justice for Daniel and Dominic! No bail! Justice for Daniel and Dominic! And we are seeing protesters with t-shirts saying no bail. Let's just get what's written on her t-shirt there. It says flight risk, or it should be flight risk. Threat to community, precious lives were lost. Pretending to be sick, evidence is overwhelming. Pure wicked. Of course, a very emotional scene here this morning, as these are employees of Colibri Ridge, and they were employed by Daniel Langlois and Dominique Marchand, who were found dead sometime last year, and the accused, Jonathan Lira, has applied for bail, and his application will once again be heard before the High Court this morning. So as soon as we are able to, we will get some feedback from some of the protesters.
No bail for Jonathan! No bail!
No bail!
No bail for
No bail! No bail! No bail!
No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan! No bail! No bail for Jonathan! No bail! Justice for Daniel and Dominic!
Somebody that killed somebody, we can understand. The man is not being here. He's at the high court. So what are you doing there is disturbing the court. That is contempt. Alright, the man is not for here. Here is not granted in bail. If you have any concern, or you have to go to the high court. What are you doing here is contempt. You all are disturbing the court. Alright? Back in the area, please. Yeah, what are you doing is contempt. Or you
Okay, and the protesters are moving away. As we heard, the officer said that the gentleman is not here. His bail application will not be heard here. So presently, if they are there protesting, then they are in contempt of court because they are disturbing the court. And we can feel a general sense of distrust as we're passing. We're hearing someone saying when they tell them to go down there, then they're going to bring him here. So there's a general sense of distrust, and I don't know. But this is the scene here this morning in the streets of Roseau surrounding the High Court, as we have protesters. They are dressed in t-shirts saying no bail. We also have employees of Culibri Ridge here as well. We will continue to monitor the situation, and of course, at the end of the hearing, we will definitely give you a summary of all that has transpired. So for now, we will say goodbye. We will again attempt to get any comments from the protesters, but so far no one has been willing to speak.
Your 14-year-old man Sabi. Your 14-year-old Sabi. No Sabi. Whatever stress you are taking. No, I don't.
Yes, I'm seeing a former government minister. I'm not sure if he will be a little more brave to give some comments, but we will attempt to get some comments before we say goodbye. We're seeing a lawyer here, one of the the more prominent lawyers in Dominica entering the High Court area right now.
And he refused to listen to what she said.
Oh yeah, I can always speak my mind.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right.
And can you tell me why you are here today?
I am here in support of justice. Justice must be done. But I had my experiences too, and justice has to be done, whoever and whatever position you hold. So I'm there to support the cause of the Sufre and Scotz people, and they are standing strong, and I'm standing strong with them. Yes. Justice must be done no matter what level you are, no matter what part of the world you come from. Justice must be done. And I'm happy that we have people who support. Yes.
Thank you for your comment.
And I am with no bail.
Scary, don't worry, Foley. He won the money. Whoa.
Would anybody else like to say something? Would you like to give some comments? I'm with Emonews. Would you like to give some comments? The world is listening right now. Would you like to say something?
Yes, I can say that I met this guy, Lehrer, and I know that he hates the French Canadian. He hates us as tourists in 2018 because we were in the same French Canadian as Daniel and Dominic.
And do you think that justice will be served today? And what would justice look like to you in this situation?
The justice, you know, it is so evident. It is his murder, his crime, and I don't understand why he can have bail with a so evident crime. Okay, and I find it is too long to have a procès, to have something in the court to determine his culpable or not. Anyway.
Thank you for your comments.
Okay.
And this is one of our most prominent reporters in Dominica.
Support to the people of Sufre. Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Matt. I'm there to support the Sufre and Scotz people and justice in the Commonwealth of Dominica. If it was one of our people, we would be locked out for good. And we have to, and Dominicans and supporters elsewhere around the world must support us to maintain justice. It must not be for one set, privileged few. It must be for all of us. And if you have done something wrong, you're arrested, you kill people, then justice must prevail. And I'm in support of the Sufre and Scots and people who are the ones suffering in the process. No bail, no bail. I am part of that, no bail.
No bail. Okay. Good. No bail. As we continue our monitoring of the Crossman. Yes. Scary to run with them, you want the money.
So we suspect that the accused may is being held in this police vehicle right here. We suspect that he is in the police vehicle, awaiting to go into the High Court for the hearing, for the bail hearing.
No bail, no fucking bail. You don't say that, you don't say that. He will spend his time in hell. Hello. He will spend his time in hell. They try all tricks in the book. No bail for Jonathan in his podcast! No bail! No bail! Fucking They failed Dominica, they failed the super people, they failed the Colibri people. And they should just go, man. They should just go. And no bail for Jonathan, no bail against it.
So what do you think? What do you think of the letter?
I don't want to talk too much because you see, I get
Okay, so the protesters are a little emotional, and so they're not able to speak their minds clearly. I think the protesters saw another vehicle. And we see people passing in support. They saw another vehicle, and so they have moved to change positions. And so from we saw earlier, the protesters are just trying to figure out. I think they really want to see him when he is entering the High Court, and so it is a limbo as they try to figure out which vehicle will be transporting him to the High Court. And just a little backdrop, we heard some time ago the Minister of Justice speaking on this issue of bail. Following this, we saw a letter written from the Bar Association, from the Caribbean Bar Association, on the issue. And of course, we have a huge police presence here this morning. And from what I'm hearing here, the protesters seem to be saying that if it was someone else, there would not be a bail hearing this morning. This is the sentiments that I'm hearing. And these are the individuals who were murdered or who were found dead sometime last year in a vehicle almost unrecognizable through burning, and they were the owners of the Culibri region. Since then, Jonathan Lira and his companion were arrested in connection with the crime, and he has applied for bail. And this is the second time that his hearing will be heard.
Daniel and Dominica voices. They are people that love them.
Oh, they have to watch it there because they have another video. That black Mitsubishi bus that come in there say,
I'm sorry, I said this morning that the statements following the minister's remarks were from the Caribbean Bar Association. It was from the Dominica Bar Association. And bail was set in the amount of $1 million. And if my memory serves me right, there was a shorty found to put up that $1 million. And among the bail conditions, the accused is stating that he wants to seek medical attention in the United States, where he is a citizen. Of course, Justice Colin Williams is on the case, and the accused had some burnt marks when he was seen. When he was seen sometime at a court hearing, he was seen with some burnt marks, and this is what he is seeking medical attention for. Of course, all of this has been in Dominica media, so if you're not familiar with the case, you are able to follow up on why the people are here this morning. And we are hearing someone referencing the minister's comments like I referenced earlier. So since the first bail application, the Minister of National Security spoke, and following that we had certain persons responding to his comments. Of course, again, all of this can be found, and so you are able to follow up on the details of this case yourself. So the people are saying no bail for the accused. And we will hear later this afternoon what the court has decided. We are now seeing a prison bus with a police escort. We are seeing one of the inspectors pushing back the protesters. Well, not pushing back, sorry, but clearing away for the vehicle to arrive. We want to cross to see if we can get a glimpse of him as well. Very emotional time this morning.
The mother was smiling. The mother was smiling.
We should stop the court today. We are not the criminals. We are not the criminals. We are not the criminals. Don't push us around. We are not the criminals. Don't push us around. We are not the criminals. Don't push us around. I mean, they don't understand. Why are you taking all of us? We are not the criminals. Don't push us around.
We oppose that. We oppose it, and we will not allow it. This is the
criminal. So don't push us around. I promise you to push me there.
like that. Nonsense. And the mother are smiling. Smiling like going up in the victim to me. Nonsense, man.
Okay, so do you think because a bail application has to be approved or denied, so do you think that the bail application, that he will be granted bail today, is that why you are here?
Yeah, that's why I'm there for.
So you think that he will be granted bail?
Well, I'm not sure about that yet.
But you just want to make sure that he doesn't,
yes.
and that's why you are standing here today.
Yes.
Understood.
All right.
So again, the bail hearing will be before the court this morning, and the protesters are saying no bail should be granted. Okay, and this placard is in relation to his shorty. We see another one here says, for justice sake, bail is a mistake.
No bail.
So again, the bail application was made public, and
No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. No
a
mercy.
previous bail application was heard.
No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Attention. Pas question. Pas question. Pas question.
And so the crowd is following.
No,
They are following the police vehicle. And they are resolute in one thing, that bail should not be granted here this morning. Again, this is the second bail hearing. So the bail application being made public and the conditions of the bail made public.
They can make what? They can make what?
You can't wait till I get to me now. Or you expect nothing from me. Oi, hey.
Oh yeah, and we are also seeing that the persons are following the police vehicle. They are following the vehicle, and they are screaming, they are shouting, they are saying no bail, and that is their resolution here this morning, that bail should not be granted.
But we will not vote against them, we will still vote for them.
Dominica'S have been 99 years.
The man selling passport, don't expect the government to go against them.
So the bail application was denied before, and a new bail application filed. Among them is that the accused desires to seek medical attention, and that's why we are seeing pretending to be sick on this t-shirt here. We are also seeing flight risk. The individual is a citizen of the United States of America.
Coward them and coward.
I telling you, 95% of that coward, they coward.
And this morning we are outside the High Court in the streets of Roseau as persons are protesting against the bail application for Jonathan Lira, who was accused of a crime sometime last year. So we're hearing some very emotional comments here. I'm not sure how much you are able to pick up, how much you are able to hear.
But I see it my twice. I see when
So there was so again, the bail application had 15 stipulations. The bail amount was $1 million. The protesters are voicing their opinion.
There was two good people I was there. They were murdered senselessly. You understand? Senselessly, they were murdered. It's time for the government to decide, hey, we cannot let that man leave the country and go. When he go America, he's not going to come back. The same way I have to go Dominican friendship, the same way he can go Dominican friendship. Them people need justice. Their family need justice. If I want to do the crime, I have to pay my time. So he have to pay his time. It's time for people to pay their time. You commit your crime, pay your time. You commit your crime, pay it. The same way I have to pay mine, it's the same way you have to pay it. Dominic and Daniel need justice. Dominic and Daniel need justice. They were two good people. They treat us too good. First, let's turn our back on them. No, man. And Jonathan, you have to pay your time.
And you think that if bail is granted today, then they will never get justice?
They will not get justice because he will not come back, Dominica. He will leave and he will go, he will not come back. The same way I need to go DHL up there, the same way he can go up there and get justice. So I need justice too.
And this is one of the protesters giving her opinion. And of course, she is speaking in relation to the bail application which requests the accused to receive bail so that he can seek medical attention. She is saying that the same way she as a Dominican can go to the hospital in Dominica is the same way the accused can. She thinks that if he receives bail, then he will not return to Dominica. And that is a general consensus here, as we see on the back of their shirts. We see it written, flight risk, threat to the community, precious lives were lost, pretending to be sick, evidence is overwhelming and pure wicked. And on top of that, we see no bail. And these are the sentiments here of the protesters who are here at the High Court. And again, this is probably one of the biggest cases in recent years in Dominica. And we will of course hear from the High Court later in relation to the bail application. And the persons in the purple t-shirts are employees of Colibri Ridge. Colibri Ridge is a resort. It's eco-friendly. It was built I can't remember how to explain this, but it is I don't want to say underground, but it uses solar and light, eco-friendly of course. So they were investors. They invested in Colibri Ridge, quite a few employees, and they were found in their vehicle sometime last year, almost completely burnt. Presently, the situation has simmered a bit as the protesters are just waiting. I don't think they can be certain whether he has entered the courtroom as yet. We see the police meandering. We saw certain vehicles coming in, leaving. So it's rather impossible to say what is going on right now. But this is the scene here. So the police have blocked out this entrance. You see a police bus right there. A GA is parked here. And we see heavy police presence here this morning. And we see another police vehicle in this entrance as well. This entrance is not blocked. Let's get me get a look at your placard, sir. Just hold it on the end so I can get a look at your placard. And it says, money cannot bring back life. Money should not buy freedom. No bail. Yeah. Oh, gentleman saying that they should not even think about granting bail.
Emo.
And we can say that the crowd is growing. The crowd outside of the High Court, the streets of the High Court, is growing. Again, we are unsure as to whether the accused has entered the High Court, but the protesters are here, and the one thing that they are saying, constantly saying, the one thing they are resolute in is that bail should not be granted. So we will be here for as long as we can be here. We are unaware as to whether a decision will be arrived at today. And today there was also another case being heard at the High Court. Another very interesting case as it relates to the CBI and the selling of passports. I'll see if I can get an update on that for you. Okay, so like I said before, another case was another, I don't want to say high profile, but another very important case was being heard today at the High Court, and so we'll just get some information as to the proceedings.
All right, well, thank you very much. We had two cases this morning, of course, one of them being that for the appointment of the leader of the opposition. The United Workers' Party had filed suit against the government of Dominica, insisting that the leader of the opposition be appointed, and appointed quickly because it's required under our constitution, which clearly states that there shall be a leader of the opposition. So that application was made before the judge this morning, and the government lawyers, they appealed for it to be set aside. However, it was agreed that both sides would present written arguments towards it, and that the next hearing will be on March 10th. So that was one. Then the other one has to do with the CBI matter, where we are asking for government to be held responsible and to account the Dominican public on the use of the CBI monies. So that came again before the court this morning. Again, the government side, they moved for it to be set aside, but it was agreed that both sides would present written arguments that will go towards that case, and that the next hearing will be on February 24th.
And were both cases being heard by Justice Williams?
No, this was heard by the civil judge. Justice Williams is doing the criminal one, but there's a civil judge The lady whom I saw, I can't remember her name right now, but she's the one who heard our cases this morning.
Well, thank you so very much.
All right, thank you.
So again, we have quite a few cases being heard before the court this morning, and we just got a brief overview of two of the other cases. And this was just an aside to what's happening. Of course, I'm sure some of you would have appreciated that insight. And we imagine that the crowd will be here for a long time, probably until the end of the day, until they are sure as to what is going on. And like I said before, you know, the one thing that we are hearing is no bail. So the persons here are strictly against bail. Of course, you may Google the bail conditions set by Justice Williams. It was quite a long list. One of them was bail in the amount of $1 million. If my memory serves me right, this was put up by Shorty. Another of those conditions was revoking citizenship. Of course, he is a U.S. citizen. If we find a lawyer, we could ask some more questions as to the stipulations set by the High Court judge. Okay, so we are going to say goodbye for now, and we will come back on a little bit later. So we're about to say goodbye, and we will be back if there are any other developments in this matter.